The United States of America has passed its largest defense bill ever at $901 billion for fiscal year 2026. US President Donald Trump had asked for $892.6 billion, but Congress approved $8.4 billion more than his request. This bill is known as the National Defense Authorization Act for 2026, allows $901 billion in spending for national security programs. It covers the Department of Defense and related activities. The bill sets policies and funding levels for buying equipment, paying personnel, running operations, and funding research across the military. A major part of the bill is procurement to keep and grow key platforms. The Navy can build ships that include contracts for 2 Ford-class aircraft carriers and up to 5 Columbia-class ballistic missile submarines. These submarines are the next generation of sea-based nuclear deterrent, and the bill allows funding to be spread over several years. The bill also funds 15 medium landing ships for amphibious operations and other maritime tasks in contested areas. For surface combatants, it authorizes destroyers and continues production of the Arleigh Burke class, which use Aegis combat systems for integrated air and missile defense. These shipbuilding efforts total about $22 billion from the overall budget. Aircraft procurement gets $38 billion across the services. The Air Force is approved to buy 34 F-35A Lightning II fighters. These are multi-role stealth aircraft for air superiority and ground attack. The bill also funds dozens of F-15EX Eagles, an advanced version with better avionics and payload for long-range engagements. It bars retirement of A-10 Thunderbolt II aircraft below 103 units, keeping close air support planes with 30 mm GAU-8 cannons for anti-armor roles. Next-generation programs move forward, including the F/A-AX, a sixth-generation carrier fighter, and the F-7, an Air Force fighter focused on penetrating contested airspace. For helicopters, multi-year contracts cover UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters used for troop transport and special operations. The MH-139 Grey Wolf, a helicopter for security and transport at nuclear sites, also enters procurement. These authorizations address aging fleets and add capabilities like electronic warfare systems. Missile and munitions funding reaches $15 billion to rebuild stocks after heavy use in recent conflicts. Precision-guided munitions for the Air Force, Navy, and Army include JDAM kits that turn unguided bombs into GPS-guided weapons, long-range anti-ship missiles for naval strikes, and Army tactical missile system variants for longer-range fires. Ground vehicles are covered by about $4 billion. This includes Abrams M1A2 tanks with upgrades for active protection systems, Stryker armored personnel carriers with 30mm cannons, and Joint Light Tactical Vehicles for mobility. The Army also buys weapons and tracked combat vehicles, including versions for indirect fire protection. The Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative receives $400 million for fiscal year 2026 and another $400 million authorized for 2027, extending the program. Started in 2016, this initiative sends funds to U.S. defense contractors to produce equipment and provide training for Ukrainian forces. Specific items include Patriot air defense interceptors to counter aerial threats, GMLRS rockets for high-mobility artillery rocket systems that provide precision strikes up to 80 kilometers, and armored vehicles such as M11-3 tracked carriers for moving troops. Engineering support covers maintenance and logistics sustenance. Ammunition for 155mm howitzers and anti-tank weapons like Javelin missiles were part of earlier packages, and this funding continues similar priorities without new drawdowns from US stocks. The amount is smaller than some earlier supplements but keeps direct procurement to avoid depleting American reserves. Oversight rules require briefings on any pauses or changes to transfers. Personnel provisions include a 4% pay raise for troops, affecting more than 1.3 million active duty members and reserves. Authorized end strength is 1.287 million active personnel, with Army reductions balanced by Marine Corps increases. The bill allows up to 1,500 additional troops to be sent to the southern border for support roles such as surveillance and logistics, and they will not have combat authority. The act passed the House by a vote of 310 to 118 and passed the Senate by similar margins. It will go to a conference to reconcile differences before the president signs it. The bill aims to balance budget limits with strategic needs and focuses on peer competitors such as China by investing in assets based in the Pacific.